ed, which is in the Patriot Act, which has been passed and it was passed. How do you reconcile?
Well, all I'm saying is that we're not collecting patient information.
You're collecting grower information, or
Don't they get information in a card?
they're collecting everyone else's
Hello.
information
Robert
right now
Wilson,
first,
patient
and then it will be the
caregiver
patient's later.
advocate. Another question for Mr. Hartman. The gentleman
I
behind
love
me
how you voice those
touched on
questions.
this. It's kind of troubling, upsetting, kind of scary to look at the badges to see Colorado medical marijuana criminal enforcement officer.
Mm-hmm.
Medical criminal enforcement. Hopkins related person from John Hopkins and from writers of the Constitution and everything. And it's just kind of crazy to see how things are just getting more and more intense. And what my question is, are these medical marijuana and criminal enforcement officers going to be carrying firearms in the field?
Yes. Yes.
1284
Yes.
and the Medical Marijuana Enforcement Division is a criminal justice agency. The investigators that are hired and that work for the Medical Marijuana Enforcement Agency will be criminal investigators, as all investigators are in the Department of Revenue. Yes, they will be carrying firearms. They are criminal investigators.
And they have the power to arrest anybody. There's not one.
My name is Scott Devon with Simply Pure, and hello to everyone out there. And one question I want to ask Warren Edson, he's my attorney. I think I asked him now, it won't cost me tomorrow. No, that's just a joke, just to break it up.
Sure.
That's my question. The first thing I do want to make a quick statement, that is, and I hopefully you guys get this, and Mr. Hopkins, it's a pleasure to meet you finally. But the thing is, if you look out here, you see that we're all different. We operate our businesses differently, we make different choices, and we're all individuals, but we're all in this business together. And it is unfair that we all are cast under one person. I don't represent anyone in this business, and no one represents me. We're all individual businesses doing our best to try to make a living and to try to bring this thing to surface, and I want to really say that. But the important thing I want to ask you is something that you can answer, something that you do have control of. I'm not asking you to be a politician, but you do have control of your department, and you have control of the budget in your department, and oversee the budget in your department. My question is, when we were, and I'm going to use really kind words, when we were asked to pay a little bit more for our initial fees, which were outrageous, the question I have is, what was that fee based on? Basically, being a business person, owning restaurants, whatever, that was an exaggerated fee that someone came up with. So my question to you now, and this is an answer you can give me, is when you base your new fees, what is that fee going to start from? The $7,500 or the $17,000, or it's going to start from zero, where it should start from, so where we can actually see what the cost of this department is. Because my concern is this, is everyone keeps raping us.
Yep.
I mean, the fees were put in place not to run the organization. The fees were put in place to put people out of business. And they did. Okay? I know the restaurant. I pay liquor fees. I paid a hell of a lot in liquor fees, which has a hell of a lot more responsibility, etc. And my fees not even remotely close. What gets me on my liquor license are the attorney fees, not the state fees. So my question, and honestly to you, and this is the only thing that you can tell, is when you put your budget together, please be fair about the budget. You know, there's not 300,000 businesses out here. There's not. There's no way that 1,000 businesses cost so much to run. If so, it's a bunch of bureaucracy, and that money's going elsewhere. What is also very disturbing is when you're hitting us with all these fees. We read yesterday that, you know, Governor, kicked a little bit now, just took another $8, $9, $10 million, and I'm sure Rob and Warren can answer how much they just took out of the sales tax again. So if you're raping us over here, but the money is here, that's getting butt over the whole thing.
Stop.
The only question is, out of fairness, please, go through your budget. It shouldn't be $7,500 for a dispensary that's 500 feet. It can't be. There is no way you can justify that. What I'd also like to know is if your budget for this industry, is that public so we can see where all of our money is going? Because don't get me wrong,
Excuse me, Scott. Can you ask Dan the question so he can answer the question?
So Dan, my question to you is, it's not even a question, my only thing to you is, please start from scratch and make it so it's fair, that the fees are not there to put people out of business, that the fees are there to help this business. And that's my only concern, and the thing I want to say, and it's a pleasure meeting you, brother.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking your time out of your busy evening to meet with us. My name is Ian Steve. I'm an owner and operator of Denver Relief. My question is, when we originally applied, can you guys who this is for? It's for you, Mr. Herman. When we originally applied for our application back last summer, we were told at the time of application that for our MIP license, we also had to apply for an OPC. So we actually had to spend an extra, in addition to the $1,250 we spent for the OPC, we had to spend the $1,250 for the MIP, but my understanding now is that the MIP has an OPC associated with it. So my question for you is, we basically have a $1,250 credit, in my mind, with the Medical Marijuana Enforcement Division. I'm sure that there's others that were under a similar situation. The day that it took place, you had actually come into the room and said this is what was going on. And I understand that there's been a lot of changes since, and that nobody really necessarily knew in the beginning what was going on. My question is, are we able to get a credit and use that to maybe upgrade our license, use it in the future, use it for future fees? That extra $1,250 that we paid, what would that go for?
If you have a MIP that doesn't have a grow, then you pay for the MIP license. If you have a grow, you have to have an optional premise grow license.
What?
That was always the way it was.
So each MIP also needs an OPC
Well,
license?
it doesn't need one, but if they don't have a grow, they can get the product from other centers and not have their own grow.
So I have an OPC and I can sell straight to my MIP. I don't need an OPC specifically for my MIP. And that's what we were asking.
Yes,
That's
you
what
do.
our assumption was at the time of application. I have an OPC that's associated with my MMC. I have a MIP license as well. I would like to use my OPC license to provide medication for my MIP. I don't need a separate grow. They're at the same location.
Well, if it comes from your center, it'd be part of your 30%. And if you like, maybe you want to sit and talk about how it moves between. If you're getting product from a center and you don't have a grow that's attached to the MIP, then you didn't need a MIP or you didn't need an OPC. But if you're providing product from a grow to the MIP, then you have to have it. And I don't know, I can say in those 3 or 4 days when we took a lot of applications, we answered a lot of questions. But in general, if you have a center, you have to have a grow. Most of the MIPs, when we talked to them, were planning on having a grow. Not all of them, but if they anticipated growing some of their own medicine to go into that product, then they were probably advised by the staff we had that they should get a grow at that time, because after that weekend they wouldn't be able to.
Thank you.
That's not what we were told.
How you guys doing today? My name is Joshua Hindi. I'm with Mountain View Cannabis. My primary question was, how are the Med official officers going to be trained in their enforcement activities? Are they going to act primarily just as enforcers that come in with a checklist, or are they, being the frontline officers of the battle, going to be basically liaisons between ourselves and yourself, and well, as the Med? And is there going to be any kind of screening process to help protect us in this industry from years of unfounded bias that's been created by the propaganda of just general stigma that surrounds our industry?
Well, it's a good question. I think that, but what our position has been when we set up this agency, in putting regional offices out there where the investigators and the auditors can be liaisons and have more of a regional kind of a feel or contact with the individual licensees in that area. So if you have an issue or if you have something, you can call the investigator or the auditor that's in your area, and hopefully have that kind of a relationship that you can call and ask questions and work through. We're certainly working through a training program as these people come on.
See, I knew it.
To
Training
work
them, I
through
knew
it.
it.
The bias and the other things you talk
They're
about.
biased.
I hope I didn't bring in, and I hope that the other ones don't bring in also. There's also there's always that kind of thing. But when we go through our training, when the policies are set and the procedures are set, we're hopefully they're out there regulating business. As far as I'm concerned, and whatever business that is, in this case, in this division of the Department of Revenue, it's regulating